I'm also an older guy, 47, big dude, 210. I'm pretty lean, not gonna get much lighter. So, you know, kind of some unique perspectives. I've been obese. I lost 100 pounds in 2024. Last year, decided to get into ultra running. It's kind of a longer story. Save that for another video. Last year I ran my first 50K in May, 100K in June, 100 miler in October. Then I DNF'd a 50 miler in November because of a calf injury. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Where I'm at right now is I'm in week 8 of a 9-week training block for Black Canyon. Ran the 100K there. Last year was kind of a, you know, can I do it sort of a year. So I kind of picked races that fit the schedule, but made some mistakes. Spaced races out about 6 weeks apart. So, you know, you got 7 to 10 days to taper, a week to recover. It only leaves 3.5 to 4 weeks of training in between. So I really stagnated this year. Much longer blocks. This block is 9-ish, probably closer to 10 because I kind of ramped up also beforehand. Muddier than snot today. Ooh, gotta pay attention. So yeah, this here, it's more like 10 to 12 weeks between races with a shorter training race in between. Ran 50K a few weeks ago. That was just for fitness. Yeah, right now, what do my training blocks look like? Or my training weeks? Do about 80 miles a week, about 14 hours time on feet, anywhere from 8 to 12,000 feet ish of vert. Some weeks a little bit more, some weeks a little bit less. I think last week I only got 5K vert. It's been a cold winter, a lot of bad weather, lots of rain here in Oregon. But I got a treadmill. Spent some money, got a good one. I'm anti-treadmill. I hate treadmills. I'd much rather run in this stuff. You know, it's a little drizzle today. A little bit muddy trail, but it's doable. Treadmills are just hideous. But it's got one of those big screens on it. Does some Google Street View stuff. So that at least keeps me somewhat occupied. So I don't want to slam my head in a car door. So yeah, right now my long runs, I'm more worried about time on feet than anything. I really don't even have a mileage goal. So 4 to 5 hours. Most of my long runs, 25 to 28 miles. Depends on how much vert I do. Then I do a lot of zone 1 runs during the week, probably 7 to 10, maybe more miles. I might do double day. Like yesterday I did double day. Did 10 in the morning, 6 and change in the evening. Mostly Z1. So yeah, today 13 to 15, probably about 3,000 feet of vert. Really the 13 or 15 depends on the conditions up top at the summit. If it's super nasty like it has been pretty much all winter, 30 degrees with winds ripping, then I'm not going to go all the way up to the top. I'll just cut it short and stay in the trees. About 2 miles isn't really worth it. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of muscular endurance plyometric stuff the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's really helped with the climbing. As you can see today, I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot of running hills. Right now I've got a lot of load on the legs and I'm close to tapering, so the work is basically done. There's no real reason to kill myself at this point, especially when it's so damn slick out. And then been doing hill sprints a little bit, like short hill sprints toward the end of the week, which was pretty good. I mean, the ultimate goal, Black Canyon, I get it, it's a negative downhill, negative elevation race quite substantially. It's a fast course, not technical. It's the kind of thing that I should have the fitness to where I can run it, the whole thing, pretty easily, probably 11 to 12 hours. Kind of see how the race day execution goes. Ultimately, the plan is to, this year, like I said, last year I just wanted to see if I could. This year, I want to run some more. I want to run some of the more bigger races. So that's why I'm running Black Canyon. Not necessarily that it fits into the profile of what I'm shooting for. Ultimately, it's not going to happen this year, but I like to run Cocodona. I like to run Moab 240. That's the kind of base that I'm building right now. Z1 for days kind of base. This year specifically, the goal is to qualify for Hard Rock. I'm running the Mogollon Monster 100 in September, so I can do that. Qualify again for Western States. Black Canyon will do that because I'd like to run both of those. Running, well, if I get off the wait list, which it looks like I will, Sedona 125 in May. Just kind of check out most of the last half of the Cocodona course. And I've got Oregon Cascades 100 because I got beef with that race. It got canceled this last year because of wildfire. I was at mile 64. It would have been my first 100. I was at mile 64. All the climbing was done. Just one little climb the rest of the way in, but 36 miles of chill downhill to go. I was on track for around 24 hours. So yeah, that's all right. I'll just have to do it this year. So yeah, super easy. Trying to stay in Z1, Z2-ish for the most part today. I'm in zone 2 at the moment. Like probably 5 beats from zone 3. There's nothing too crazy. Today's more about volume, climbing some hills. This run is kind of the chill, easy part. I run from the far North Ridge trailhead, and then up to the summit. I like to come down the East Ridge Trail down till there's Connors something or another, which is the trailhead at the bottom, the logging road there that cuts off over to back to the North Ridge Trail, and then back to the pickup. Round trip, it's 15 if I go up to the summit, 13 and change if I don't. If I want to turn it into a long run, I'll usually do hill repeats at the top. I've gone as far on this route, I've stretched it out to like 26 miles with 5,000 feet of vert, which is a pretty good day. I'm not carrying nearly enough water for that. For today's water and fueling, I've got 3 500 ml flasks, 2 scoops of Tailwind, the endurance stuff in each one. Usually this kind of weather, speeds that we're going to be taking this at, I'm going to be about a bottle an hour. I brought 190 gram precision, whatever the hell, gel pack, gel thing, and like 5 servings of Nerds clusters. So I think overall I brought about 350 grams of carbs. This run should take me around 3 hours total. So talking 115 to 120 grams an hour, which is pretty close to in line with what I'm going to do race day. Race day I'm usually shooting 150, 160, but these little dress rehearsals are good just to make sure the stomach's ready for it. Just in case, I always carry a bottle with a filter on it. So there are a few streams out here, just in case I run low for whatever reason, which I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill for the most part on the way up. Conversational pace. Nice easy Z1/Z2. Where are we at now? Bottom of Z2. And yeah, not running for pace. Just kind of chilling. Getting some volume so far this week. So today's Wednesday. I'm at, I don't know, 23, 24 miles. So pushing 40 when I go back to work tomorrow. Generally tomorrow, or generally at work, I work 48-hour shift. I'll get an hour to an hour and a half a day, but that's variable. Sometimes it gets broken up. When I'm on the engine, it's not too bad. Right now I'm on the medic, so it's hard to count on getting an hour and a half straight with no interruptions. So I'll just kind of take that as it comes. Definitely breathing harder than I should be. So we are still bottom of Z2 though. Whatever. So yeah, I mean, just a rough guesstimate. Should be able to get 15 miles over the next 48 hours. Saturday, I go work at the college, so I drive straight from job 1 to job 2. I'll be at job 2 like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I've got almost an hour drive home. So wherever I get Saturday is going to be in the evening. It's probably going to be tired. You know, if it's anything like this last weekend, I got off shift Sunday morning, only got an hour's sleep Saturday night, drove home, It's an hour and a half each way to work for me. Took an hour and a half nap, and then ran 25 miles over 4 hours on the treadmill with 3,000 feet of vert. Physically, not an issue. Mentally, that sucks. Like, oof. But I got through it. Got my 14 hours-ish. Got my mileage. Went more vert, but whatever. It's fine. This week should be a little bit easier. Plan is a week from today. Next Wednesday, start tapering. So, Saturday night, I'll get whatever I can get. Sunday, I'm completely off. So, plans to get up early. We'll see what the weather's like. If the weather's good, I'll do, 20, 25 out here. If the weather's crappy, then I'll probably just do it on the treadmill again, which, I like the treadmill all right, but this is way better. Like, then I at least get the terrain. Yeah. Welcome to the channel. I don't even have a name for it yet. Thanks for your service, if you have any. That's my little alarm saying it's time for me to consume some calories. So, yeah, toodles.